My name is Conan, and today I'm going to be talking about how I still stay on track while traveling. So, in case you cannot tell, I'm currently inside of an airport right now. So, I'm just currently in like the cafeteria lounge. We got Panda Express behind me, we got Wendy's. What else do we got? We got Chick-fil-A as well, and then we got a bunch of other people. So, we're currently inside of the Houston airport, and we're actually going to be going on our way to a really cool place which I've never been to before, Las Vegas. So yeah, never been there before. Super excited. We're actually gonna be going for the Olympia. So this entire weekend is gonna be Olympia weekend. So for those of you who do not know what the Olympia is, if you're into bodybuilding, you really should know what it is. But it's basically the biggest bodybuilding show I think ever, basically, right? It's like all the biggest names compete there. We may not actually end up watching the actual show itself, but we'll definitely be going into the expo. So I'm going to be meeting my assistant coach, who I'm super excited to meet, and then I'll also be going with my other friend, Patrick. So we'll be meeting up later today, actually. So I'm going to be flying from Houston. The rest of the other people are going to be flying out from Vegas, or from Austin, into Vegas. So super excited for that, but I thought as I'm kind of waiting for my flights, or for my plane to flight. For my plane to flight, is that a word? As I'm waiting for my plane to actually fly, which I think is in around 30 minutes, I thought, why not take this time just to showcase some of the strategies that I use as a personal trainer to stay in shape while I travel, because I do tend to travel quite a bit just for work-related purposes, whether it's for content, meeting people, doing all these things, collabs, connections. And so I am I travel probably at least once a month, so I'm making sure that I have.
Springs on flight 4079. Your new gate of departure is Terminal B, Gate 7. Once again, if you're traveling to Colorado Springs on flight 4079, your new gate of departure is Terminal B, Gate 7. Please make note of the gate change.
Excuse me, do you not realize that I'm currently going live right now for you guys? But anyway, like I said, I travel at least once a month on the airplane, and so I am quite equipped when it comes to still being able to stay on track with my health, with my fitness goals, while obviously moving around, traveling, doing road trips, getting on planes, all these things. So my actual schedule, or it doesn't really change a whole lot, especially when it comes to my eating habits, my hydration, and just like my daily habits. They don't really change a whole lot whether or not I am at home, I'm situated, or I am traveling, or I'm at a hotel, or I'm at an Airbnb. Most of it just pretty much stays the exact same. So that applies to once again, my nutrition, my hydration, and everything else that I do. And I do that, and I'm able to do that because I just simplify a lot of things. So as you guys know, I just start from A to Z. I do intermittent fasting. I have just always preferred skipping breakfast, delaying my breakfast, because I'm not a big breakfast eater. It is currently 8 a.m. I woke up at 6 a.m. to obviously Uber to the airport, and I still have not eaten anything. And typically whenever I'm at home, I typically will not eat anything either then as well, because I'm not a big breakfast eater, right? It's like typically I would do my morning cardio when I'm at home, but now because we're traveling, I'm not able to do that. But even now in the airports, like I still try to be somewhat active. So typically I like to arrive at the airports for domestic flights at least an hour before, so that I literally have an hour to kill. And I typically, within that hour, I literally just walk around, right? I'll put my earpods on, I'll listen to a podcast, and I'll just walk around the airport. And I get probably a couple thousand steps in just by simply waiting on my plane. So that is almost like my morning cardio in a way. My step count is very high, so I take any opportunity that I can take just to get my steps in. So I arrive at the airport at least an hour before, if not a bit earlier than that too, just to allow myself time to obviously not get there in a stressful way, because I hate feeling stressed or feeling like rushed to travel. So I get here way before, and then once I'm here, once I'm checked in, once I go through security, I just take that time to walk around, right? And ideally I do typically travel in the mornings. So yeah, I kind of start my day with like walking a bunch, still in a fasted state. I do not really buy anything inside of the airport either, because number one, the prices are insanely high. You got to keep in mind that inside of an airport, you're kind of like within this bubble, and the airports people, like the people who have the restaurants, like Starbucks is in front of me, like I showed you, Chick-fil-A's behind me, Panda Express, some other restaurants are behind me, and they mark up their prices like crazy because they know that realistically speaking, once you've gone through security, you're not gonna then leave the airports just to get food and then go back through security again. Like, of course not. That's crazy. So they know that, okay, now that you're stuck in this bubble inside the airport, they can mark up their prices. And like, I'm just not gonna like overpay for any meal. I typically never really eat out anyway, but especially if it's like super expensive, I don't do that. So I just prefer like just not eating in the first place than to eat a $20, $30 meal, right? One thing I will pay for if I really want to is a coffee. So Starbucks is in front of me, and to help me suppress my appetite and give me a bit more energy as I stay in this fasted state, having a source of caffeine, preferably like a black coffee or a tea, sometimes really like a 0-calorie energy drink, could be a great way to obviously suppress the appetite and give you a bit more energy, give you a bit more cognitive focus as well. So that is the only thing that I would actually typically only buy when I'm at the airport, is a black coffee from whatever chain, Starbucks, whatever it may be. Sure, maybe still a bit slightly more overpriced, but that is something that at the very least I can stay in my fast at 0 calories, and then it'll give me some energy and some focus as well. So that is typically what I like to do. Get here early, get my steps in, get some caffeine if it's in the morning, and I feel like I can get away with it. And then, yeah, that's basically what I do. And now if you insist on still wanting to eat something, the best bet for you is to obviously bring your own food, right? So whether it's one of your own home-cooked meals that you can prep either the morning of or the night before, whether it's like some chicken, some salad, some rice, some healthy fats in the form of avocado, olive oil, put it in a Tupperware container, and then bring it with you to go, right? Really easy, and you don't have to buy something while you're here at the airport, right? Most of the food you're able to actually bring through security as well, so that should not be an issue. Another option that you have is just bringing healthy snacks with you, right? Whether it's protein bars, protein shakes, beef jerky as well. I'll show you guys really quickly. So I do have a couple samples here that I like to bring with me. So right over here, I got my electrolytes in here, which I take just 1 pack every single morning. And then in this entire bag, just some protein samples. I typically don't really take protein powder. I only really take it whenever I am in a situation like this where I am traveling, right? And this just helps me hit my protein goals with relative ease, right? Like 2 packs of this is already 50 grams of protein. I can chug this really quickly, and then boom, I'm down 50 grams of protein without really trying that hard. So this is really convenient. I bring something like this every time I do travel, just in case of like an emergency. I typically don't even go through this. Like I traveled last month, I brought this exact same thing. I didn't have any of this really because I only really use it as like an emergency. So if I'm like really hungry and I am like stranded and I have no access to like protein from like whole sources, then I will rely on this. But even if you want to, you can buy some protein. There's restaurants obviously, but there's also like these little markets where you can get like Greek yogurts. You can get boiled eggs as well. So there's definitely some great kind of like protein sources that you can still grab once you're inside the airport. You just have to be okay with paying a bit more for that, right? And then, yeah, even behind me, like I shared with you, there's Chick-fil-A, there's Panda Express, there's McDonald's, obviously, too. There's Starbucks. You can still, if you want to, order like a lower calorie, higher protein meal as well if you insist on eating here. Like, just because it's fast food does not mean that you have to order like French fries and a burger. Like, you can try to still order a healthy meal. So at Panda Express, I would probably recommend that one if you do insist on getting something, and simply just get like a high protein meal, chicken breast, and get some veggies, the green veggies. That's a good solid meal that'll keep you nice and full without overdoing it on the calories. Chick-fil-A as well. I've actually never been to Chick-fil-A, but I do know they have some pretty solid protein options. So just know that regardless of if you're traveling or not, you can still eat out and eat lower calorie foods that still hopefully help you hit your calories for the day. But as you guys know, like I stick to mainly whole foods. I like to make my own food. So in any situation, even when I'm traveling, I will just prefer to have my own food. So yeah, that's basically what I do to help me stay on track. Of course, I make sure I stay hydrated as well. So my tripod is actually my water bottle. So I always have a water bottle on me at all times, a refillable water bottle, so I can just refill it every single time. Let me just show you guys. So yeah, got my water bottle here. Also brought my creatine here as well, just because yeah, I don't want to miss my creatine intake. I actually been taking 10 grams of creatine every single day, just to kind of experiment with it, because there has been so many studies shown lately just really hyping up creatine. Most people know it's a good supplement, right? It increases your ATP, which is your body's currency for using energy. So yeah, typically it's recommended to take around 3 to 5 grams of creatine every single day. But there's been recent studies shown that going beyond that, closer to the 10 grams a day, 15 grams a day, sometimes even 20 grams a day, people have noticed some great cognitive benefits as well. So something worth experimenting with, considering that creatine is a relatively cheap supplement, right? It doesn't really hurt to, at the very least, experiment with it and see how you feel. So that's currently what I'm doing. I personally haven't noticed any significant differences in anything really, but I'm like, what's the harm? Why not try it? So I'm going to keep on doing it 10 grams a day, every single day, and just kind of see how I feel. But yeah, that is basically everything that I like to do in order to help me still stay on track with my health, with my fitness, while traveling abroad, traveling to different cities, doing all these things. Just because you're traveling does not mean that you have to completely ruin your diet, ruin just everything. Like, I'm an online fitness coach, and most of the clients that I actually work with are very busy businessmen, and they travel for work all the time. They get on planes a couple times throughout the month, and we give them the exact strategies to help them still stay on track. We help them navigate through the airports, making healthy choices, keeping their habits dialed in as well, while still obviously being able to travel for work without really ruining any of their progress. We got Crispy Crunch in the building. What is up, my man? Welcome into the live stream. Today I basically talked about how I am still able to stay on track with my health and fitness goals while traveling. So make sure you rewatch the replay, because I just kind of went over some of the things that I like to do. But yeah, like nothing special, nothing fancy. I just pretty much do whatever I typically do whenever I'm at home. But now I'm in a slightly different environment. Just because I'm in a different environment does not mean that, oh, it's a free-for-all. Like, let me eat out, let me eat junk food, let me just completely ruin everything that I do. Like, no, none of that. Like, if your goals are important to you, like, you should at the very least try your absolute best to stay on track, right? And I found the easiest thing for myself is just by simply not even eating anything. Like, if I don't eat anything, I'm not tempted. When I'm not tempted, I can just focus on just doing some other things. And this also is a great opportunity for me to get some work done that I typically would neglect, especially when I'm like in the air, on the airplane. I typically do some work on my phone, things that I typically would not do or would kind of push off. But yeah, when you're stuck on an airplane, there's not like a whole lot else for you to do. So I'm like, okay, why not be productive? But yeah, that's basically everything that I do. If you guys do have any other questions for me, as always, just let me know. But yeah, just a quick little live stream today. And yeah, hope you guys did take some value out of this. And now if you guys are looking to lose around 20 to 30 to 40 to up to 50 pounds in the next couple of months, all without sacrificing your favorite foods or spending hours in a gym, even if you travel a lot for work, what you can go ahead and do is schedule a free consultation call with me down below. We'll essentially go over your current goals, we'll go over current struggles and create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush them in the next couple of months. Now, if you guys do have any specific questions for me when it comes to weight loss, fat loss, whatever it may be, you can also send me a direct message on Instagram. The link will be in the description down below. We can have a chit chat. We can just kind of see where you're at with things and see if you'd be a good fit for our program. So with that said, I'll let you guys go. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.